Okay, so now we're live. So this is our client meeting today. We have here today Chet, that's our client, and Patrick, and me. As usual, I'm going to go through more or less the points that we did. We have one or two things that we'll be able to show you, and I'll go through the agenda.
Okay.
Let me share my screen here. Okay, so present to everyone. Does everyone see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yes. Okay, cool. Okay. So as I said, so we will start with a little bit of a retrospective of what we did in the last 2 weeks. We'll talk a little bit about the stories. Then we can take a look at the waffle stories to our waffle to see how does our MVP look like. Unfortunately, we're still short one story in order to be able to complete this first version of the product. But we will talk a little bit about that. Also, we have some updates that we'll share with you. We have a question about the description and the job categories. And then if you have any question, you can just put it there and we can talk about it. Talk a little bit about priorities for the next sprint and see if we can schedule the next meeting. Okay, so shall we start? Okay, I assume that's a yes. This week we completed a bunch of stories, but unfortunately there were some tight knots, some things that we had to solve that were majorly in the background, and so there isn't much that we can show. We have also implemented one of the I think one of the major features that was due to our release for our MVP. That was the ability to view jobs that match the job seeker resume. I believe you already saw that in the last meeting, but we were able to merge it and to have it working this week. And we did some other things that were needed. We created some tests on some parts that were not yet fully tested. We allowed we did some refactoring around, and some things that were not working, we had to do some changes. And we also added some authentication on some of the parts of the application to ensure that only the correct users are able to access the information that we're displaying there. Sorry. Another feature that we implemented this week is the possibility for the company person to search for job seekers, and that's also currently ready. Patrick, can we see some of these features working?
Yeah. So let me.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm getting a bad echo.
So I'll just pass to you.
Okay. All right. Can you see my screen okay, everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Chet, here I'm logged in as a job seeker, Tom Seeker, in fact. And I'm going to show you something that you saw a couple of weeks ago, but before it was really into the production code. It was like a pre-release version. It pretty much looks the same, but I'm just going to remind you what this feature looks like. This is one of 4 different matching features that will be in the MVP, excuse me. So I'll show you 2 matching features on this demo real quick. So here, I've applied to Global Directives Supervisor job as an example. So I click on that, and the fact is I've already applied to this, but I could match my resume against the description of this job, regardless of whether I applied to it. If I'd come here directly from the job screen and gone to this job without having applied, I'd still have this capability, match against my resume. So I'll do that. And when I say okay, what happens is we send a request to the cruncher and says, for this particular job seeker, get that job seeker's resume. And for this particular job, get that job description, and characterize each and see if they match, if they both end up in the same characterization. Let's say medical technician, job description matches medical technician resume. And if so, tell me. And if not, if it's a partial match, tell me how good the match is. So anyway, I'll say okay. It may take a little while, but you can see it pops up. I match with 4.5, 4.4 stars. So that's a pretty close match. So that's pretty good. So I feel good about applying to that job. So that's one matching feature. I'll show you another one having to do with a company person. So we'll log in as a company contact. And my home page has the typical stuff, including whether I have any tasks, etc., and also jobs that are open. So let me go find a specific job that we have test data for. And that will be International Creative Facilitator. There it is. So this is one of the jobs that my company has open. So I'm going to click on this job. And when I view the job, I can, I can edit the job. I can pull back the job, cancel the job, revoke it. But I also have this new capability called Match Job Seekers. And that, again, will, for this particular job, ask the cruncher to go through all active job seekers and show me any job seekers who match the job at any level. I think above 1.0 on up, we show matches. So I'll click Match Job Seeker again, because we're talking to the cruncher. This may take a while. We haven't benchmarked the performance of the cruncher yet, so if there's a lot of data, it could be a while. So we always want to warn the user, do you really want to do this? I don't know what a while is, but it may be a while or maybe really quick. In this case, we're using test data and a test version of the cruncher, so it'll be really fast. So I'll just click OK. And then it comes back and shows me a bunch of matches. And you see, curiously enough, that if the name is blank, most of these are blank, that means that the particular job seeker has not applied to any job associated with this company. Or I think it might have been to this particular job. I'll have to check that. But you remember, we do not want company people to have direct access to contact information for job seekers unless the job seeker has applied to a job from the company, either directly or through the job developer. So if the person has applied, then I can view the particular job seeker. I can also see who the job developer in the organization is, so I can contact that job developer and say, hey, I'd like to reach out to this Tom Seeker guy that you're the developer for. I like his background, etc. So what's missing here, and what's the intent on this, Chet, is even for those people for those job seekers who haven't applied to a job from the company, we want a button here or some kind of control that says contact job developer. We won't disclose the job developer, but we'll just say contact job developer. When I click on that, we'll probably pop up a little dialog box that says, okay, we can connect you. We can send information to the job developer regarding your interest in this job seeker. We won't give the job seeker's name. Please describe, how you're interested or what you'd like to do. Something like that. Just basically give them a chance to enter some text. Hey, call me. You can reach me at this mobile phone number, whatever it might be. And then when they hit OK, in that little box that I'm picturing in my head, there's a task added for the job developer to reach out to that particular company person. And I think in addition, there would be an email sent to the job developer as well, reminding them to get in touch with the company person. So they can, as you remember, we talked about this, we do not want the company person directly approaching the job seeker. We want them to go through the job developer, unless the job seeker has applied to a job from the company, in which case they can see the particular job seeker's contact information. So that's how it should work. So all of this empty stuff will remain the same on the left-hand side if the job seeker has not applied. but there will be a button here for the company contact person to say, hey, connect me with the job developer so I can talk about whoever this is that matched my job so highly. So that's essentially it, Chet. Any questions on this?
No, it looks great. That's a very good idea right there.
Yeah.
To
Well,
be able to contact them. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, we kind of lost Patrick there.
Wow. Yeah, I noticed. See, just three of us on there now.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's. Oh, it's back.
yep, back.
So let's see if he unmutes his microphone.
I'm unmuted.
Okay. Cool.
So, Chet, I'm sorry. I think I dropped while you were commenting.
No, I was just saying. I mean, I'm muted. I said I like the idea of having a box there on the right hand side to contact the job developer. That's a great idea.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll definitely put that in there then. Thanks. So that's all I had to demo today.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, Patrick. So as I said before, we did a bunch of work, as we can see on our tasks that we were able to complete. Unfortunately, not a lot visible, and we're almost at a point that we can say that we reach our MVP.
Okay.
So let's take a look at our tracker. So currently, in order to finish the MVP, we have the MVP tag of some things that we believe that are. In the beginning, we thought that this should be the MVP, but we restricted a little bit. There are things here that we will attack after the MVP. But the things that are really MVP and that we're working on are the ones that are marked with version 1. So you can see basically we're missing one story here. That is the ability to match the job, to tell the job developers. Let's open it and take a look. As a job developer, when I view a job, I want to be able to match that job against any of my assigned job seekers. So this is the inverse story from what Patrick just showed, where so Patrick just showed you the ability of the company people to search for job seekers. This one is the ability for the job developers to match jobs for their job seekers, the ones they have assigned. After this, I believe we're ready to just go live in terms of code, and we can deliver it to you at that time. So some of the tasks that also we finished this week were not on the that were not on the list there were non-code related. So now we do have a new URL for our application, and I should have here. I think, yep. So we have now a new version of the application. We duplicated everything that all the services that we had. So we have now a new place where the application lives. We also have a new Cruncher service that is separated. So when we keep on developing new features, the base version, basically, it's not changed, and you can still use it, and everything will work. So we'll share this URL as soon as we have everything set up. Currently, we are missing 3 tasks. These are the 3 tasks that we are currently missing in order to put everything to work. This first one is the ability to train our Cruncher, and for this we need to talk a little bit about some of the points that come next in the meeting. That is, we need to define job categories, and then we need to collect some resumes and some job descriptions in order to train them, to train the cruncher. And the other thing that we really need, we need to create a new account for the Mailgun. That's a service that we use to send emails. And the Pusher, that's the service that we are currently using to get those little notifications on the page when you're on it, saying like, oh, a new job seeker just arrived, just registered, or a job seeker just applied to a job. Those things are with this service called Pusher. So we are currently using the development one, but we'll change this into their own separate thing. So these are more or less the updates and also our work in progress. We have some things that we're still ironing out, some issues that we have in acceptance that need some minor changes, and also stuff that we're working on that we need, so some bugs and other things. And this is it for our more or less retro here. Okay, so as I said, I already dipped my toe into this point 2. So we have all the stories are ready. We're just short one, and that I hope that will be delivered during this sprint. So Arun is working on it, but it got a little bit caught up with work, so is a little bit behind. We hope that this sprint we can finish this last story and eventually just put in some bugs that we found that might be important to start the application. So when we have everything set up, we will share the URL. So basically, this is the URL. For now, then we'll create a smaller URL and things like that for you to be able to access. And also the other update is that you sent me two emails with 2 addresses, two URLs of 2 job description sites. I looked through one, the one that I answered you this morning. I didn't look through the other one that you sent the other day, but I added it to we have a page here with our Cruncher implementation. And I added the URLs to here and here with the job descriptions and some other information. And I think from our side that's the update, or that's how things are going. I don't know, Patrick, if you want to say anything on this point, to add anything.
Yeah, just a couple things. Can you go back to the DRE application view there? So Chet, FYI to you, we've got a person on the team who is a website designer. She actually does it for a living. She does all the aesthetics and stuff like that. She's taken a run at changing our homepage here and maybe rearranging some of the information to other pages. Like a lot of this stuff could, on the front page, could go to the About page. Trying to make it much more visual, much more graphical, big buttons telling you what to do depending upon what you do. Here, of course, if I'm a job seeker and I want to figure out how to work this thing, I got to read a lot of words, and in the lower right-hand side, I finally see register as a job seeker, that kind of thing. So it's very wordy. We know that. So we're trying to get away from that. So just wanted to let you know we're not ready to show you anything yet, but she's going to show us some ideas this week, and we'll probably come back to you for review. Another thing related to that she brought up is she was wondering if your pet's logo there on the upper left-hand side of the screen, are you open to seeing alternatives to that? I don't know what she's thinking about. I know I haven't seen anything, but I think she's been thinking about different ways to present the logo. Or are you wedded to that and you don't want to entertain any differences? I just thought I'd bring that up because if it's the latter, then I'll just say don't bother spent any time on it.
But I wish you would have came by a little bit earlier. Actually, it's going through the trademark process right now.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's already going through that. It's been going through there for about 3 or 4 months, I believe. And yeah, so I don't know if they'll be able to change it now. But you know, of course, they can make it more graphical or something like that, or make the letters pop a little bit, or you know, the visual effects look a little bit better.
Well, you know, I don't
Yeah.
think there's anything in particular. Well, being aesthetically challenged as I am, I don't see anything in particular that needs improvement there. But I'll let her know that you're in the middle of trademarking that, so it'd be a tough sell. Unless she's already got some idea written down, we can look at it or drawn
Okay.
up. But other than that, she can spend her time on the UI itself. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Yeah. So, Joel, you said you did not look at the other link I sent you, the other URL I sent you earlier?
The first one that you sent me that I didn't look at, it was
Okay.
from the Target Jobs, this one here. targetjobs.co.uk. I didn't had time to go through it. The other one, yes, I just clicked it. It was this morning on the bus, but this one wasn't able to go through it.
Yeah, this one right here is it's a little bit more detailed than some of their job descriptions that a employer that I deal with send me. Sometimes employers don't know everything what to put inside the job descriptions, and this is pretty good. Sometimes I have to help them and put things in there, but this is pretty helpful right here from what I've seen, you know, and it has a lot of different job categories, titles.
So this is from in the UK, Chad. It still translates okay to the US?
Yeah. But I sent him another one, which was Snag a Job.
Let me see if I can pick it up. Just 1 second.
Yeah.
So, where is that? Where is that? It's here. Okay. Let me copy this. So, in order so what I saw here, so this is the job.
Go to automotive real quick.
So,
Yeah.
can you guys see it? Yeah. Okay, so.
Chad asked that you go to automotive, Pua.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Chuck wants you to go to automotive. I don't know if you heard that.
No, I didn't.
It's at the top. Yeah.
Okay, so do you want me to click on anyone specific?
Above that, there's an automotive link.
Yep, and there you go right there. It says dispatcher job description. Try that one. And it's pretty much.
All right.
No, right here. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Dispatcher job description. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one.
Okay, here we go.
So just an example. Down. Job skills and requirements, communication skills. You know, it's pretty much the same with the employers. And this URL seems like it has a lot of information, good information, where it can train the cruncher. But I'm still going to search for more. But this website seems like it has a lot of good information.
Yeah, it has a good information, but I'm not 100% sure. We can try to go with something like this, but I'm not 100% sure that this will be that will produce very good results, because so how does the cruncher work? The cruncher tries to compare two sets of text that are similar. So, for example, if we train him with a bunch of software developer from, so let's take a look at this, for example. So let's imagine that we search for a software developer, software engineer. Let's see, this one, for example. So it opened a new site. No, it's not. Let's try this one. Okay, so if we train the cruncher with this information,
Okay.
Of these informations, it's much easier for him to find out if there is another backend engineer that fits this information. So the idea is what we need to try to find out is jobs and their advertisements, so we can match other advertisements of similar jobs.
Okay.
You understand? And like the same thing for resumes. If we get a resume, for example, for dispatcher job for the automotive industry, we should get some resumes that are specifically for that job. So it gives us more fidelity when we're trying to compare people and jobs.
Now, did you get the other that attachment I sent you with the job description? It was an advertisement from the news, and this is what I was telling you. That's the reason why I went to this website, because they'll send me postings like the one I sent you earlier, and it's not really descriptive. You know,
Yeah.
it's not really detailed. With they're looking for editors or writers. This is, I believe, Fox 2 Detroit News.
Yes, that's what you sent me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the type of information they send me, and I have to really work my brain and try to find resumes just to match that bit of information. But yeah, we can definitely work together um, to try to sort this out. To make this cruncher work.
The thing is, let's imagine that the majority of the job descriptions that you get are
Mhm.
like the ones that you sent me from Fox 2, instead of being detailed like the one that I'm showing on Indeed now.
Okay.
If this is if we are getting things like description like the Indeed one, we should normally. So let's imagine your agency receives 10 job offerings, and they all look like this Indeed job. So we should
Kind of
train
going
the
out.
rancher with examples similar to Indeed. If you receive 10 job descriptions that are similar to the one that you sent me from Fox News, that's just a very small thing. Then we need to train it with those types of descriptions, because we need it to match. And the matching algorithm works with a very simple thing. It's more or less it counts words and works from there.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. You kind of broke up. I don't know. Am I the only person having
It's cutting a little bit here as well.
issues?
I was hearing Hugh okay, Chet, and you're breaking up a little bit for me.
I'm breaking up too.
A little bit. But
Okay. Yeah, because I couldn't hear him, but now I'm hearing you now. Okay.
maybe there's a little bit of noise at Hugh's side.
I just muted.
Okay. Hey, Patrick, you still there?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay,
I
so what I do, like I said, I have because I can't. I guess he put us on mute. I've seen some of the other job descriptions. It may be some that's detailed like this that I dealt with. Like I say, every employer is different, and maybe I may just be able to build off of the descriptions that I find on the web as well, and it pretty much should help them out and help us out as well.
Yeah. So do you tend to get job descriptions from your clients that kind of look like this once in a while?
Sometime I do. Sometime I do, and I'm actually going to look and see if I have some right now on the computer. Just Yeah, I have to just look and just shoot them an email or shoot you an email.
For example, that Indeed job description, if we just went by really high level stuff, almost just like a job title, backend engineer would match a gazillion people, most of whom don't match the specific requirements of a specific job. But this particular backend engineer, you can see keywords in there like Python halfway down the page. That's a scripting language that they want the person to know coming into this job. High quality products using Flask. Flask is probably some software development tool right below there. That's very specific. So if we have a bunch of product backend engineers who don't have those kind of things in their resume, we won't match and cause people to needlessly have to look at resumes. But if we have a resume that comes in from somebody who's got, he may or may not call himself a backend engineer, but he's got Python in there, he's got Flask, he's got SQL, SQL, he's got other things that match word for word or similar to that. The cruncher's smart enough to know that this is probably a pretty good match if I get enough of those word match hits, as well as if the overall the overall nature of the resume from a characterization points of view looks like a resume that I've previously been told matches this kind of job description. So that's how the cruncher works. It's pretty smart if we give it enough data, and it's totally dumb if we don't get it any. It's useless if we don't get good data like this. So here it says 3+ years of experience in backend Python software development. That's very specific. That'll weed out 99% of software engineers who do not have Python or 3 or more years, etc. So that's the kind of thing we need. Otherwise, we'll get no matches, or we'll get every software engineer will match every software engineering job description, regardless of the details. But if we make the cruncher really smart, it'll be laser-like and giving us good matches.
Well, am I able to share my screen right now? I just pulled up.
Yes, there's a green button with a screen with a white arrow.
Okay.
If you press there, you can share your screen.
So just go to full screen, right?
That's what we usually do. Just share the whole screen. It's easier. Yeah, we can see it.
Can you see this?
I can.
Okay, now you're looking for something like this because I mean, it's just an example of, you ever heard of Quicken Loans? I don't know if you ever heard of that company.
Oh, yeah.
But they'll send me, because he's from here. They'll send me, posting like this, and, mortgage banker. I have other job descriptions and titles from other companies like this, if this will help.
That looks closer to the mark, I think. What do you think, Hua?
I think it's what I said before. It depends on what kind of descriptions do you get. If you get descriptions like this very often, then this is good. But if you get the other ones more often, we need the other ones, the ones that are smaller and don't say much. So it depends a lot. The data that we need depends a lot on the type of job description and resumes that you receive, so we can do a good match there.
Well, be honest with you, the example that you showed on Indeed and this one right here, it looks better than, let me see, stop screen share. How do I stop the screen share?
That's me, just a second.
That's you? Oh.
Yeah, I'll just, okay, so back on me.
Okay, back on you. So, like the one I just showed you, the one you showed me looks better. So maybe I talk to these employers and just ask for a little bit more detail.
Oh, wait.
That way we can be a little bit more uniform.
You're still screen sharing. There's a stop button on the top.
On the top.
Don't you have like a green? There's a green bar on top of your screen.
Okay. Yep.
No.
Yeah, I see a green bar that said you are screen sharing. Where's the stop button?
There's a stop.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
You found it.
Done. Okay. So, did y'all hear me or no on that little part?
We did.
Yeah. So maybe if I speak to them and ask for a little bit more detail, then we can keep it uniform and then make it a little bit easier for you guys. You know, it's pretty much
I'm
what
wondering
it's
also,
supposed to say.
Jed, if we just want to focus on maybe one type of job right now so that we get this process down rather than try to chase 2 or 3 or 4 job categories.
Well, Quicken Loans are always hiring because they make people work about 60 hours a week. So, I mean, honestly, 60 hours or more, they literally, and that's why they're always looking for people, you know.
I saw that in the job description. You have to work 50 plus hours a week.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
people can't do that.
they need more work because they have to process all the mortgage documents.
Yeah,
Well, people get burned out.
Yeah.
yes.
Would mortgage broker then
It's a
be
good
the target?
to try to narrow into one category just for us to have some sort of proof of concept, because I think this is the most important part when we get the application to your hands, so you can just look around and see, okay, this works for me, this doesn't work for me. I think your guys missed this. You gave emphasis on this part that I don't think that's that important. And this is the most important part of what we're trying to deliver the next sprint, to try to get you with the software on your hands, because we can play around with it, we can do improvements here and there and just revamp everything, but in the end, if it doesn't fit your needs, we've been working for nothing. So
Gotcha.
I think it's a good option for us to have just one category of jobs or two, and try to get some job seekers there, see how it works, if it works for people.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So that basically just also jumped us into our third question there, our third point. That's the question for you. Try to understand. Do you, if we could get like uh, one or two job categories that you get more frequently, and we could get
Okay.
job descriptions and eventually some resumes as well, so we can give it to the cruncher so we can start crunching stuff. That would be good for when we start when we deploy the latest version of the MVP.
Okay. Yeah, I can
Okay.
do that.
Can I ask what job categories? So, Chet, I think you mentioned customer service rep and medical technician as 2 high volume ones for you. If you
Yes.
just to pick one, for instance, what category would you go with right now to start?
Like Vijay said, Quicken Loans, they're always looking for people.
So, mortgage broker?
Well, they have various titles there,
Oh, they do.
but
Okay.
yeah,
Well, mortgage broker would be one category within the kind of people they're looking
yeah,
for.
mortgage banker,
Mhm.
customer service, things like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's better to have like two. If you can get two, like the banker and the customer services, and you can get like, if you can like 5-10 job for each one and 5-10 resumes for each one,
Okay.
I think we could see better results there, because just one category we can just see if it hits or misses. But if you think that's very hard for starters, let's just pick the one that you have more volume. The category itself that has more volume, like customer services or the mortgage banker.
Okay.
Just pick one of them and try to get a bundle of descriptions and also
Okay.
in resumes. Because the issue is that the majority of the times you'll get the same job description twice.
Mhm.
Because they are looking for the same person, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
okay. So I'm sorry for cutting this short, for not getting here on time, but I have 7 more minutes. Then I need to close shop here. So do you have any question currently, Chet?
No, I don't have none right now because actually I have to go to another meeting right now. But no, but I'm going to work on this Quicken Loans thing and see. I'll send you what I just showed you on the screen as well. and then we can also go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, now we are going to go through the next sprint, the things that we had on for talk about what are the priorities for the next sprint, but maybe we will just stall a little bit on this until we have the MVP. We will try to get the two stories that were still missing in order to make everything fly.
Mhm.
And after that, we will sit down and start looking into the stories so you can give us your input on, okay, this needs to be changed and this really needs to be changed now. Or
Okay.
this is the feature that I'd like to have here. And it's like the most important thing at this point. So we will talk about that when we have our MVP up and running. And so I've scheduled a meeting for Saturday at 10 a.m. the 17th. I'm not 100% sure if I'll be able to be there because lately my weekends have been very tough. So for me, the best option would be weekdays at this hour. Do you guys have any issue? Or Patrick, if you can do Saturday at the 17th or another day that it's more convenient to you, the meeting, I'm okay with that.
I'd rather you be there because I think we're moving into where the cruncher is our big main point to get moving on. So you need to be present for that. So
Okay,
I would say
so
weekdays would be better then.
can we do the 19th at 12:30
What's that, on Monday?
Monday?
No, I'm fine with that.
Because I believe you can't on Fridays, right?
Fridays are tough for me.
Yeah. So I don't mind changing a little bit our rhythm here. Instead of having meetings on Fridays, we can have meetings on Mondays. I don't have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you guys okay with that? So the 19th?
19th.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we might need to push a little bit because it's Christmas and New Year.
Right.
So but we'll talk about that when the time comes. So the 19th, I'll change the date here, and we'll meet the 19th at 12:30. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Sounds good.
Anything else that you guys would like to talk about in this last few minutes?
No, I'll shoot you an email. You guys
Okay.
can, yeah.
Okay.
So that would be 12, starting at 12:30, Hua?
Yes. Same as
Okay.
today. I'll try to be on time this time. If I can't, please, I'll talk to you and maybe you can start the meeting.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Very good.
Just to be sure, this is PM, right?
It's PM, yeah.
Okay. You guys in your
Yeah.
hour stuff more hard. Okay, so we're good here. So I changed the meeting agenda. So chat, when you can just give us the list of things, and we'll try to get everything ready for the 19th to get the app up and running. Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot.
So thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right. Y'all take care.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Chuck.
All right.
You too.
All right.
Bye now.